She's your queen to be, a queen to be forever, a queen who do whatever His Highness desires. She's your queen to be, a vision of perfection, an object of affection to quench your royal fire, completely free from infection, to be used at your discretion, waiting only for your direction. Your queen to be.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's up? Happy Saturday. Welcome to another episode of the In the Zone podcast. It's your man, Brian Foster, back in the building. If you don't know that song and what we're about to discuss, then I don't even know what you shouldn't even be watching this. Just turn off now. Just go watch Coming to America and come back.
Right.
Hey, so welcome to another episode. As I said, today we are getting back into our movies. We're taking a couple of weeks off. My apologies. I know y'all been looking forward to it. Been a little hectic. But we are back to break down the classic movie Coming to America. Let me introduce my guest host for the day. You know her, you love her. She don't know where the hell she saw this movie, but she gonna talk about it anyway. Shanae Murray.
Hey, good afternoon. Happy Saturday. He's so right.
If you listened to these before, you already know the pattern. I think she was high even when she was 6. She don't know where the hell she saw stuff. Then we got a newbie in the building. My girl, long-standing friend and movie connoisseur. She should have been on, but she's so busy. We finally got her. We finally held her down. My girl, Sean Smith. What's going on, lady?
Hey, good morning, good afternoon. I'm ready. Come on, let's get it cracking.
Hey, that's what's
Hey,
up.
girl, hey.
Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. So as I said, look at this. My little source broke down. We're going to talk about Coming to America. Let me give you a little background real fast. So Coming to America came out so I had to get my notes back up. So June 29th of 1988. So this movie is old. It's classic. That's why we're talking about it. It was made on a budget of $36 million, which I was surprised about. That's a pretty big budget for an all-black cast, right? Especially in the 80s. But it made $300 million. So almost 10 times its budget. They won. Everybody won. Story was created by Eddie Murphy. And if you don't know the tale, it's the tale of an African prince. This is where Zamunda, this is where Wakanda was birthed. This is like Wakanda's like
right.
Dad.
Yes,
Wealthy,
absolutely.
Wealthy African nation, and a prince turns 21, and on his 21st birthday, he is supposed to get married to someone he's never met. And as opposed to doing that, he wants to find a bride of his choice. So he travels to America to meet his bride. It's an Eddie Murphy vehicle, one of his best, perhaps my second favorite, maybe third. We'll get into that. And it's just a classic flick. So anyway, it's 1988. I'm going to start with Sean. Where were you? How old were you? Do you remember seeing this? How did it impact you? Break it down.
All right, so I am telling my age, but I was probably 8 or 9. I was a shorty. So I do know I didn't see this at the movies. I do know my mama wouldn't let me watch it. I've probably seen it high school, definitely high school. But I know the one time that I seen it was in college, dating this guy, and he was like, "Come on, let's just chill, watch Coming to America." And that was my first time I really remembered and actually sat down and watched it. And I had a crush on Eddie. You know, I thought he was kind of an older, sexy guy. Nobody I wanted, but
Really?
I'm just saying it wasn't hard to watch him back then. But yeah, I probably really watched it truthfully in my college years. And as I continue to get older, it was one of them classics that you would always kind of turn on and step back and chill, and you would always see something new, a new scene that you didn't pay attention to, a new line that you would learn, and that you would think like, damn, I don't remember that, you know. So I was a shorty.
Okay. All right. We're gonna circle back to Eddie Murphy, the sex symbol, in a second. Hold on. We gotta talk about that. Shanine,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
give me your synopsis.
I was 13 when this movie came out, and yeah, I don't remember who I was with. I'm pretty sure that I did see it in the movie theater because there were no DVDs back then. But since then, I have watched this movie countless times. It is definitely one of my all-time favorite movies. I love this movie so much.
Okay. Are you co-signing this Eddie Murphy sex symbol thing?
I am not. However, I can honestly admit that, seeing him in his leather suits, his body was tight. Now, Eddie Murphy had a tight body.
Right.
Eddie Murphy had a tight body. Like, I ain't gonna front on the brother. He had a tight body, and them tight ass leather suits that he was wearing in Delirious and Raw. His body was tight. Now, do I think that he's a sex symbol?
Back then, no. Back then, like put yourself back then. If you was back in '88, no. Eddie was cool.
Light skinned boys was in back then, so I wasn't checking for Eddie.
That's true. That shit is true.
Fair enough. But Eddie stood on his own. He, between Coming to America and Boomerang and all that, Eddie.
Now I will give. If you had said Eddie was so cool and well dressed and kind of smooth in Boomerang, I could see. I'd be like, Eddie was kind of cool in Boomerang. But Coming to America,
when he was sitting in the tub and just kind of, he had that whole,
with the bad African accent.
Long braid tail.
You're being a hater right now. You're being a hater.
I'm not. No hate. I'm just saying it's very rare that I have a conversation about Eddie Murphy and somebody says how sexy he is. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna take that. Eddie was cool back then. Years later, no, but back then, if I put myself grown woman back in '88, '89, whenever this came out, yeah, Eddie was cool. We'll leave it at that.
Yes, we shall. All right, so it's 88. I am 15, so I'm about to be a junior in high school. And so me and my boys, we caught the bus and we went down to the plaza, Ever Black, everybody from Chicago.
Of course.
So we posse up and we go to Ever Black, and we got maybe $10 in our pocket. That's got to cover bus fare, popcorn, entry, and anything I buy at the mall. And I probably still came home with $2. But anyway, go and check it out at Ever Black. And I remember the first time seeing it, I didn't really see it because if anybody went to Evergreen Plaza to the movies back in the day, you rarely went to see the movie. You really went to socialize and, to be frank, pick up girls that were also in the movies. So so me and my crew, we had found a crew of girls. So I'm chatting up some young lady, who knows who, chatting up some young lady basically the whole movie. We in and out, but we kind of like chatting each other up the whole time. So I didn't really see it. And I don't think I saw it again after that. Like, I don't think I went back to the movies to see it. But then, Blockbuster and Chill was a thing. So when it hit VHS, me and my girlfriend at the time, we go down to Mama's basement. We watched Coming to America, and I actually watch it. I think. Wait a minute, that might not be true either. I might have got distracted that time too. But somewhere in the in the Blockbuster age, I watched it. Of course, I've seen this a million times since then. Where does it rank in the pantheon of Eddie Murphy flicks for you all?
Oh gosh. Ooh.
That's a hard one.
It is, but it's definitely, if I have to do just my top 3 Eddie Murphy.
Let's do it.
Yeah, this might be number 2 because I like Boomerang. I like his character in Boomerang so much.
I like the character in Boomerang better as well. I was kind of with you. I think I would rank Boomerang a little higher than this, but definitely top. Those are the top 2 for me for Eddie.
That's tough. See, Boomerang is my one. I think Boomerang is my favorite.
Everybody knows that. If you know,
Yeah.
Brian, you know that.
Shut up. Yes. Boomerang is definitely my fave. But then, I mean, now you're talking 48 Hours. Now you're talking Beverly Hills Cop. Now you're talking this. That gets tough. I'm not counting Raw, Delirious. None of that. Those are stand-ups, even though they were stand-up movies. I'm going to go, I think this is going to be third. I think it's going to be Boomerang, Beverly Hills Cop, and then this. That Beverly Hills Cop was such a star-making performance that I gotta put it up there. Now I do like the Trading Places is in that mix too, and I love the Trading Places reference in this flick. Small aside, so him and John Landis, who he made Trading Places with, they re-collaborated on this flick, and Landis hated working with Eddie on this one. He said Trading Places was Eddie kind of, still Babe in the Woods, his first movie, figuring stuff out. He said by the time this one comes around, yeah, Eddie's a monster. He said he can't tell Eddie shit. Eddie don't want to take no direction. Eddie doing whatever he want to do.
Right, that ego.
Yeah, they didn't speak for like 5 years after this
Really?
movie. Yeah.
Wow. I can see that. So I do have a question because I've seen it on a date. You've seen it on a date. Would we say this is kind of like that first date type of you chilling? Well, we'll say Netflix and chill now, but back then, would it be one of those type of movies that, you'll chill with a date with?
I think so. It's because it's funny, right? And then it's got some romantic pieces. And it really, as I rewatched it, it doesn't have a lull. I don't want to call it a lull, but there's a piece between when they take the gun off Sam Jackson, and when the king first gets to America, when him and Lisa's relationship kind of is budding. I won't say it's a lull, but it's a little dry, kind of sort of. So it gives you a little space right there to get your Mac in, right?
To make your kill.
Now you're like, blind. So you might miss the whole end because you've seen it already anyway. So this gives you your opportunity to slide in from a man's perspective.
Right.
So it's important to have that opportunity. Noted.
It's important. What were you gonna say, Neen?
I was just gonna say, right, that would, the guy could totally be like, yeah, because see, if I was him, I would make this move on Lisa.
Because Eddie was tiptoeing the friend zone line there for a hot second. Right. Like for a hot second, I was like, come on, Eddie, don't fall into don't do it. Don't fall into the friend zone.
You ain't gonna come back.
You can't come back.
Yeah. And if it wasn't for Soul Glow being a jerk, he might not have got her.
Nah, yeah, you're right. You're right. He had to do some work.
I mean, what was his damn name?
I can't. Oh, Soul Glow.
No. What was Eric LaSalle's character's name?
Is it David?
Gerald? Was it Gerald?
No, it's hold on.
Look, we all just watched it.
We all just watched it. I know. Just watched it. Daryl.
Daryl. I knew it was somewhere close with that. I was closest.
Yeah, Daryl was a dick. He made it far too easy. But let me get y'all, okay, so you're Lisa, right? You're in Lisa's shoes. You got Daryl and you got Akeem. Who you riding with? And you like 21, 22.
See, Daryl's personality to me would have made me not like him. He was very, even when they were at the basketball game and he knew he was from Africa, he was just being an ass. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I don't like. I mean, you can come off my show, you can do all that, but when you're mean for no reason, that's where I kind of draw the line. So but I don't know, Eddie was kind of corny a little bit too. So I don't know if I'm Lisa. He was a little cornyish in the early part of it. So I don't know if I would have kind of gravitated immediately to him. But Daryl definitely was a jerk.
Yeah. Me?
I would definitely probably find myself being interested in Akeem, like as Lisa was, she's like, wow, like, who are you? At the basketball game, these people are going crazy over you, like just random. And then he was nice. He was smart. She could see that he was smart. He was definitely polite, and he wasn't a jerk, and
right.
he was a hard worker. She said, I've never seen anyone take so much pride in mopping the floor, so I would probably see those things, recognize those things too. That's just kind of what you want in a man. You don't want the opposite.
The jerk. Yeah.
Jerk.
Yeah. And I mean, Shani, you bring up a good point too, because at the end of the day, he also showed her he was a protector, right? He definitely was willing to kind of do whatever he needed to do to kind of let her know, look, I'm going to protect you. I'm here.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So that was the other piece to it.
This all sounds good as mature women. At 21, 22, were you thinking about all that?
But no, but I said Eddie was a little corny. So I don't know if I would have kind of immediately been like, oh, but the jerk part of it would have kind of made me be like, yo, like,
yeah,
if you're going to be like that, like, we not riding the same way, so.
Yeah. It's funny when I was, as I rewatched it this time, clearly Daryl's a jerk, whatever. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, why is she even like this dude outside of, he's supposed to be good looking and some money, right? But there is that one scene in the McDowell's before the robbery where he's like, I'll do anything for you. What do you need? What do you want? You don't have to work. Like, I got you. Like, even then he's kind of using his money still, but he's at least being somewhat endearing. Like, you don't even need, I got you, whatever you want to do. But you know what? I'll start off by getting you some coffee. That was the only scene where I was like, okay, I could see where maybe he was a little bit not as big of a dick at first, and his dictum just came out, later. But before that, I couldn't see why she would even rock with him at all.
That was his go-to. Let me get you coffee in the place that you own, and you can drink as much coffee.
But he was saying his purpose was, I'll do for you. I will provide.
No, he's not providing. I mean, she has it. The part that really made me not like him and look at him real last, his parents came from money, right? They had money. They were, it was the event where I can't think of it, but the street awareness or whatever, where the women were on the stage, the preacher, and they passed the collection tray, and he kind of looked like,
why are you giving it to me?
He kind of pretended when she brought it to his attention, like, oh, somebody made this donation, and he's like, oh, yeah, I did it. Yo, come on, you cheat too. He was cheap.
Yes.
The black awareness pageant.
The black awareness. Miss Black Awareness, baby.
Miss Black Awareness.
I hope we talk about that because there was a whole lot going on with that.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. God has made, look at this, and now God gave us these women. Larry Flint can take pictures, but he can't make women like it. Let's go. Jesus. No, Daryl's an ass. I'm not defending Daryl in any way, shape, or form. What I'm saying is that was the only scene where I saw anything even somewhat redeemable in him, even a little smidgen or something. That's all I'm saying. I'm not caping for Daryl.
Getting her coffee in the place that her father owns. Noted. That's another noted.
But it was bigger than that. He was saying he was gonna provide. She was like, I don't need anything. I'm good. So he broke it down to his barest breakdowns. It was like, I'll start here to serve you. I will go get you some coffee. Get Daryl at least that little smidgen or something. No?
You give it to him. We just told you we're not giving that to him.
Fine.
He just gonna make us be like, look, he was nice in that moment. But then that got overshadowed when Akeem took the dang on stick off the mop. So he lost that one. He lost that round.
He lost all the way around.
He lost a lot of rounds.
He lost all the way around. He still got Patrice though, with her stinking ass. We'll get to that later too. All right, so most iconic or rewatched scene. So if you are watching this movie and you don't want to watch the whole thing, you got 15 minutes. So I'm gonna skip around to my favorite parts. Which scenes are you watching and rewatching? Shanique, lead us off. Show Sean how to do it.
No, Sean was jumping on.
Oh, okay, Sean was jumping. Well, go on, Ricky. Jump in there.
I was thinking out loud, but what I will say, I think for me, it was two parts. I had two scenes, but if I had to pick one, it was the scene where the father figured out he was a prince, and he had Lisa, both and Hakeem come have a seat. Daryl came in, and he was like, "No, I'm good. We don't want you." Just that whole scene, it was a lot going on. Even the dog looking side to side, looking at everyone. I just think that was such a cute scene and just a lot going on. That was one of my good scenes, I think. And then, yeah, I'll stop there.
Okay, keep going. Do whatever you want. It's your show. It is your show.
Okay, you know. Okay, I enjoyed the basketball scene when Freaky Patrice was filling the man up. That was hilarious that she was filling him up. And then, Daryl just being a complete jerk in that scene. But I think that's definitely one of my favorites because it's just hilarious that she was filling him up. And then he
wanted her man.
Hold on. Y'all ain't never been in the movies or something that felt the man up. I call shenanigans.
We're talking about Coming to America.
Oh! Sean don't know. We get personal up in here.
Good girls never tell anything.
There you go. By not telling, you told. Love it. All right, so. No, that is a good scene. That was on my list. I've got a couple. I've got a few. So I think the opening montage of him getting dressed and all of that good stuff, and they brushing his teeth and gargling for him, and he can't wipe his butt and all that. That's just funny and sets the tone, right? Yeah. So that's hilarious. Right after that, meeting the queen for the first time, and by that I mean, the whole dance. That I'm sure Debbie Allen probably choreographed that shit. They was getting it. And then my man comes in with the queen, the bee, and then she comes out, and Vanessa Bell Calloway looking all good. One of my girls, Karen Allen, I don't know if you're watching this or will watch this, but I'm talking about your ass. She got the dress made, like, I wish I had that picture. I should have thought about it. Just like her dress, her prom dress was the dress from Coming to America.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
Wedding dress? The wedding dress?
Not the wedding dress when she comes out in the gold dress. Vanessa.
Yeah.
Then let's go talk, and so you do anything I say, bark like a dog, a big dog, hop on. Whatever you like. Yeah. Everything in that whole with them getting introduced and him taking in that room and her hopping out, like an orangutan and all that. Hilarious. The barbershop scene, I put this down and then I said which one, and then in my head I was like all of them. Like anytime they in the bar.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
They needed those free. They really did.
Yeah. Whatever happened to the third dude? So Arsenio Hall plays a guy, Eddie plays two, and then there's that third guy that we never hear from again.
Right.
Poor guy.
Where is he?
Poor guy. You think that would have been his launching pad? Not so much. Don't let them put you in old folks makeup, people. If you get your big break, don't get put in old folks makeup because then nobody knows who the hell you are after.
They don't.
Then there's the club scene when they first going out looking for his bride, and all the women are crazy, and you got the twins beatboxing, you got the Joan of Arc chick, you got Arsenio playing the girl that says she wants to tear him apart, and your friend too.
The drunk girl.
The drunk girl, the big girl that's like, I had 2 hours. You gotta put in some work. That whole scene is hilarious. Black awareness pageant. Now, this is arguably my favorite scene in the movie.
Why, Brian? Because of the ladies on the stage?
That doesn't does not hurt. But if you quote this movie, there are probably, and we'll get to our favorite lines, but there are probably 2 lines that stick out the most. What is that, Velvet? How many times have you said that shit?
Velvet?
What is that, Velvet?
That was good. That was good.
And sexual chocolate.
With chocolate.
I had sexual chocolate up here
Yeah.
in my notes.
Yes, they
And sexual chocolate. Randy Watson, get up for that episode of That's My Mama.
And then Sammy says, pick one so we can go home.
Right, pick.
Just pick one. Pick somebody so we can go home.
Hey, Simbi, the look Simbi was given throughout this movie, he's salty the whole movie. He's doing this shit every other 5 minutes. He's looking at somebody's side. He's salty. But the Black awareness pageant with Randy Watson and the preacher, and then you first see Lisa and Eddie gets enthralled and he drops the wad and my man's gonna put the chicken bone in it because he ain't paying attention. And
that one right there, yeah. And then even them singing, like just that whole the singing episode, the section of that. It's just like it's a lot going on in that scene.
A lot going on. I mean, he just butchers in a great way. The kids are our future, whatever the name of that song is.
Love of all.
Greatest love of all. He butchers it, but it's so good. Teach them well and let them lead the way. I mean,
let them lead the way, right?
Hilarious.
He do whatever you want to do. I love it. And then this is like, and Sean touched on this. This is like could be chopped up into different scenes, but I'm making it one long scene. If I walk in and this is on, I'm sitting down. Like even if I'm late for dinner, like hold on, babe, start the car. I'll be right there. I got to watch this part. From the part from when Mr. McDowell meets the king to when Eddie goes to chase her down on the train. That whole 10, 15 minutes is great. It's just great.
Yeah.
King is a dick. Simi gets rescued. He's walking around McDowell's. He goes to the house. Mr. McDowell's not acting nice. He giving pigs in the blanket. He sicks the dog on Daryl. That whole 10, 15 minute stretch is just fantastic.
And the sister gets mad because Lisa always gets the best ones. Like it just showed just how petty the sister was anyway, right? It was that whole entire left section was really good.
Especially following up, since I said earlier, it got a touch stale. Now I won't say stale. Stale is in the wrong word, but there wasn't like a classic scene between, really to be honest, for me, the Black awareness pageant and that. I mean, you're talking like a good 30, 40 minutes of the movie where I'm like, it's good, but there's nothing I'd like fast forward to watch a particular scene of. And that's
but every time they went to the barbershop, that was always good.
Except for that, yeah.
Yeah, that was another one that I had here in my notes. Yeah, but you're pretty right. Yeah, it did get a little dry, especially dinner, and just when she started to get into them, it kind of became a little
sappy.
Yeah,
a little sappy. We're live on my page, just in case you're looking.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Any other scenes that we forgot?
There's one scene that I did like when Daryl's parents, the mom, the dad, and the grandma were sitting on the couch, and the daddy asked them to get up. Jerry curl going on, and it showed the couch with the 3 little Jerry curl juice. I thought that was a good scene too. I mean, it was expected, right? The whole soul glow, them sitting down, just that whole little section.
Well, what's funny about that is a few minutes before that, when he was talking to them, they were sitting and none of them leaned back. They were all sitting up. So the couch hadn't got jacked up yet. And then they come back and everybody had been sitting back.
Then you even seen a little drip too. Like they didn't just put a little circular section on it. It was dripping down. Like they had a lot of Jerry curl juice.
A lot.
And another scene is, the dance scene when right before the queen, the bride who he does not want, that whole dance scene, which obviously was super iconic because Busta Rhymes, kind of like tried to duplicate that scene in his video. So that scene was fire.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, Debbie Allen had to choreograph that. Debbie Allen was choreographing all the fire stuff for the black
Everything
folks
back in the day.
before before what's her name, Rosie Perez came and took her spot.
Come on now.
What?
Rosie Perez took Debbie Allen's.
She did. Rosie Perez and and Paula Abdul. Then they started choreographing everything. They did. Oh, Debbie Allen.
Just for the record, Miss Debbie Allen has been live on her Instagram during the entire pandemic so far, doing dance classes virtually. Where are them other two?
Come through.
I was not shooting at Debbie Allen. I just want to make that. I was just stating the timeline of choreography, dance, events, numbers, and movies. That's all I was doing. Debbie Allen's still the queen. She did Fame. Fame, people.
You gonna put some respect on her name.
She must be an AKA.
No, she's not, but her sister is.
Okay, all right. I knew there was something. I knew there was something.
No, it has nothing to do with it.
All right, most memorable quotes. It's got a bunch. I mean, a bunch. And I've already given away, I think, the two iconic ones, but there's a lot of other ones in here that I, to this day, quote frequently. What you guys got?
Well, yeah, you definitely said, what is this, velvet?
That's beautiful.
That's a good one.
Whatever you like. And I find myself actually saying both of those a lot, just in regular conversation. That's something that I always say. And a favorite, yeah.
Do you say this to your men friends? Whatever you like? Would you?
I mean, sometimes, but then they kind of know that I'm joking. They
know. No, I'm talking about real.
Referencing. You got to be real, huh?
They know what I'm referencing when I say it, and I'll probably mean it, but I'll say it in her voice. Put it like that. Whatever you like.
And then do you serve?
Do you do all that?
Sure.
Right, do you do all that?
Yeah, it's the whole thing that goes to it.
Body roll. They
don't believe all of that. You can't come back and be like, oh, I'm just playing.
I was just kidding.
Yeah, no, once you say that.
And do all that body rolling.
And do all that, but yeah, that's right.
Right.
Where's my dinner? Another one, which is one of my favorites that I always say is, it's another beautiful day in Zamunda.
Okay.
And there were a lot of them actually. When he was talking in the barbershop and they asked him what he got in his hand, he said, "Oh, it's just juices of berries." Oh, shit, that ain't shit, but else. That's hilarious. Yeah. So those are all that.
I've used that for years. Yep.
So the velvet was one for me. Barbershop, when they was trying to figure out who they were talking about, he's like, "Oh, who get that?"
Wait, hold on. Yes, pause that though. So while that was Eddie Murphy that said that was a white dude he was playing that said the Kunta Kinte thing. Today was the first I was like, wait a minute, I don't know if I'm all right with that. Old white man calling him Kunta Kinte. Nope.
Give him a pass. Back in '89.
Okay, I'm gonna let it slide. But today my blackness will
let us slide that. Eddie was playing it. Y'all gonna judge me, but the one I don't say this either. I'm saying I don't say this at all. The royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Absolutely. And why?
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I actually discovered, we'll get to it, but I discovered something about that scene too that I had never picked up on until I rewatched it.
Okay.
Too.
Shit, come on, put it out there. You didn't
Right, we talking about it. I want to hear this one.
right now. You can't.
Well, no, I mean it's just the music. The music, you know, which was gonna when we got to the soundtrack part of the episode.
Okay. We'll hold it.
Okay.
That's
See, I might have to go back and listen to that.
Yeah, now I got it. Yeah.
Because I'm not. Yeah. But that whole little setup of him getting bathed, and she comes. I didn't even know right away somebody was down there doing whatever they was doing, right? And she comes up. The royal penis is clean, Your Highness. I'm just like, oh shit.
You said you said you never said this?
No, I have not. No, I have not.
That's too bad. It's too bad. That's a shame. Just saying. I'm sure somebody would love to hear the royal penis is clean. I'm just saying. Might work for you. I don't know. I'm just giving hints and suggestions out in this world.
I'm okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Janine, you ever said that?
No, I have not.
Come on. People, work with me. Fine.
We good.
I'll keep it in mind. Maybe future reference one day when I meet my king.
There you go.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Good.
What else you got, Sean?
Those are really the only two. The velvet one, the cancer consent, and the royal penis is clean, Your Highness.
Yep. I definitely had that on my list. It's a couple more. Actually, a lot more. His mama call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. That shit always cracks me up.
Yeah.
Hey, Stu, rent is due, motherfucker, and don't be pulling that falling downstairs shit. You conscious, motherfucker. That shit always cracks me up. So whenever so I'm in a sports chat group in the zone. What's up, bros? And whenever we make a bet and somebody don't pay it, that's my classic. I post a picture of the dude laying at the edge of the stairs and my man standing over him. And I'm like, you conscious, motherfucker. You know you owe me that bet money. Don't pull that falling down the stairs shit. So I use that frequently because he's some old welching bet paying ass dudes. You got to stay on them. Yes. Fuck you too.
Okay.
He beat Joe Lewis's ass. That shit's hilarious. You got shit in, but that boy good and terrible. I do not say that shit.
That's yeah. Good and terrible. Yeah.
You say that actually, Brian.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you have.
That's a good one.
That movie was good and terrible. That shit, yep, all the time. Not everyone thinks like you, Patrice. Yes, they do. They just don't admit it.
That was a good one.
How old is Patrice? 19? 20?
She was the younger sister, so
She's the younger sister. Yeah.
Because Akeem is 21, even though Eddie looked 30. And so I'm assuming she's supposed to be the same age, 21, 22. So she's a good 2-3 years younger. She's still practically pretty much a teenager.
Yeah.
She's a baby sister, definitely. 19. Yep, I give her that.
Definitely. Mr. McDowell not doing his job. He's supposed to keep keeping off the pole. She's 2 steps from the pole.
She was definitely fast.
She was definitely more experienced than her sister. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm. Let's leave it there. The girl just doesn't like you anymore. Can't you get that through your greasy head?
Then closing the door. That made it even that much better. Yeah.
He's got I'll use this a lot too. He's got his own money. And when I say the boy got his own money, he's got his own money.
Yes. And he pulls out his hand.
He pulls out. Love that. And then the queen pulls the king's card at the end. It's a stupid tradition. Yes, but who am I to change it? I thought you were the king. Oh!
Mm-hmm. I like the mom. Yeah. I like the mom.
You've seen the dynamics of that relationship too, towards the end when she told the son, go get her, Mm-hmm. That was the mama coming out in her, that mama bear with her tub.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Put a stalk into Jeffrey. The boy is in love.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good one, too.
And I hope we go back to Lisa's daddy, because we got to talk about him as well. Like it's so much going on with him.
Well, let's do it now. Hold on.
Can we take one comment
Sure,
here?
who we got?
The good brother Craig Elliott, he posted
Yeah, what up, brother?
for memorable quotes. He said he posted, "I am very happy to be here."
That's a good one.
That's good. I am very happy to be here.
I am
Yes.
very happy to be here.
Yes. All right, well, let's talk about most iconic characters. And Sean, since you got some thoughts on Mr. McDowell, and he's definitely one of the most iconic characters, let's break it down.
So he was definitely an opportunist in every way. Starting from Black awareness, where it started there, where he wanted Lisa, she's speaking about charity, whatever. Make sure you talk about McDowell. Go shout out for McDowell. But even just, what won his daughter to marry Daryl. Like, it was just so much wrong with him in being a father. He didn't care about anything but money, and it just definitely came out. He was definitely, living off his daughters, in my opinion. His daughter, not the other one, just Lisa. Because he knew the other one wasn't going to probably do much.
Living off of, that's, okay. Neen, what you think?
I mean, because think about it. He owned McDowell's, but he was looking at what could happen and how he could get more if his daughter married into that family. In my opinion, that's how it came out to me.
Okay.
And then once he knew, the prince, it was like, oh, who cares about anything else? He's a prince, So I think, long-term play would be to make sure, he was probably wanted the best for his daughter, but Daryl wasn't, any type of stellar man, right? So,
Me?
my opinion.
That is very fair, coming from the, viewing him as a father. That is all very fair. Sure, he didn't care about really how this man treated his daughter. Well, I mean, it appears that he did not treat her bad anyway. Daryl did not treat her bad. He was just arrogant. But that's fair. That's a fair assessment. I think that he was a businessman. First, he was a businessman, and sure, he was a little bit of an opportunist, but I mean, the scene where he invited Akeem and Simi to come to his house, which they thought that he sees us as equals, but no.
Breaking bread. We're going to break bread. No.
Work. But, he said, just think, if you work 20 or 30 years, you too could have a home like this. So, he has worked, he put in the work to get the restaurant, to become an entrepreneur. He was an entrepreneur. He just didn't really think about his daughters in the way, that he should have. But,
so maybe he was a little tacky.
Definitely.
Well, let me say this.
Okay.
Let me say this. First and foremost, fathers throughout history, if, even back to biblical times, if we're going to go back that far, have arranged marriages for their daughters, not just only for their daughters' sake and well-being and to marry them into the right family, but for the future of their family's name and stake as well, right? So he's just doing what the Bible told him to do. Hook my daughter up with the right people so that she's taken care of. Because he even says, I don't want you to struggle like me and your mother had to. So in his heart, he's making sure she's set up with, and Daryl, while a dickhead, in his eyes, treated her nice, came and picked her up, took her out. He didn't beat her ass. He wasn't, he didn't know that the proposal was fake. He thought it was all real. So in his eyes, Daryl's a good catch. So sure, was it a little bit of a social climb? Absolutely. Was he selling his daughter down the river for his own personal gain? I wouldn't say that. That's a little bit extreme. Now, when he saw an opportunity to trade up, hell yeah, you trade up.
I was waiting for you to get there because, help me understand that, Daryl's a good guy, great catch. Oh, no. We done. Off to the next greatest thing.
if the king of S Curl came around, right, and it was Daryl, and they on competitive levels, like a level playing field, and then he probably was like, nah, we're good. You got some money there. We talking about a man that got his own money printed on. I mean, come on.
I'm with it. I'm not saying I probably wouldn't be looking like, oh yeah, we need to move. I'm just saying, watching it, it did stick out to me.
He's a bit of an opportunist, but Craig makes a good point. Craig makes a good point in the chat. Both their fathers is shady in a certain regard, right? It's like his father was arranging this marriage for Akeem, and though it's tradition, I'm sure the tradition is that whoever this dude was like a general or something. He was obviously well-to-do. It positions him well as king. I'm sure this is some other royalish or well-to-do family that it makes sense for him to be linked up with. So they both kind of being opportunistic and using their kids in this regard, right? But shit, what are kids for if you can't use them to upgrade your life? We sacrificed all these years. Help me out.
I'm with you on it. Okay, fine. I'm with you on it.
I was gonna definitely say, similar to what Craig said, is that sure, the both families were similar, in that they were, basically trying to get their child married off.
to the right.
And again, I'm
family.
not taking from it, but it is something that he was a little tacky. I'm gonna just put it that way.
Oh no, he's tacky.
He has a tacky way.
I mean, the man stole the McDonald's formula. Idea. So, he's not exactly above reproach when it comes to this type of thing. I'm just saying the man's, I think, intentions at the end of the day were good because, again, y'all don't get these men these little bitty parts, these little bitty sections. He said, I don't want you to struggle like me and your mama had to struggle. He was looking out for his baby girl. He didn't want her to struggle.
Okay.
I'm going to do the same shit. I'm going to do the same shit. Well, my baby ready to me. I'm like, who their daddy? What'd he do? How many car dealerships you own? All right, now let's have a conversation.
I'm with you with my daughter. I'm asking them questions. I'm just going to be a little more finesse with it.
Yes. Finesse wasn't his strong suit. Agree.
Okay.
All right. Who else? So Mr. McDowell, obviously an iconic character. Who else would you put in that category?
I honestly believe it wouldn't have went well if Sammy wasn't his co-partner in this. I think he also made the movie. If you removed him from it, I don't think it would have been as well. Like it was a good setup and a mix of characters for them to partner up with it, in my opinion.
Oh, Arsenio. Yeah, gotcha.
Arsenio, yeah, Simi.
Simi.
Yeah,
Simi was funny. Simi was pissed the whole movie.
He was. And then the last ones I had were the three barbers. I really enjoyed just that every scene they had, even at the Black awareness, even in the barbershop, even, when the daddy came in, just their whole little exchange was always good.
Yeah. Classic old men too.
Yeah, just having conversations, which you will see in barbershop.
Yep.
Doubt. Or go to a McDonald's in the early morning and see them old men sitting around talking.
My grandfather is one of those old men right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to
again, everybody else is probably, you could have them in there, but I think those, characters definitely help define the movie a little bit. So.
Like it. Neen, who you got?
Okay.
Agreeing with the barber shop characters. All of them were excellent, amazing characters. We know that Randy Watson, he's a character, even if he didn't have a huge role or longer time on there. But I've seen Randy Watson on T-shirts and everything, so he's definitely one of the iconic characters in this film. James Earl Jones, to me, he's always amazing. I just love hearing his voice.
That voice.
It commands attention. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then Prince Akeem.
It's Eddie's movie at the end of the day, so yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I agree. those are good ones. I had all of them on my list. Not the Barbers though. That's a good call. I didn't have them written on the list. Oh shit! Actually, I didn't have Randy Watson either. Great calls, ladies. Great calls. I missed them. I think Daryl is on that list personally. Classic heel, boyfriend, jerk, right? Like the whole Jerry curl, just being an ass. Like he's the prototypical asshole boyfriend that you get in a lot of these teen and romantic comedies after this. And I always kind of leave Coming to America out of the romantic comedy or romantic movie genre when I talk about Brown Sugar and Love Jones and Best Man. And I probably shouldn't. But I for some reason, it's always in a different category to me, but maybe it's not, probably shouldn't be. And he's the classic, like he sets the tone for dickheads, for boyfriends and ex-boyfriends and ex-husbands and whatnot for the rest of the kind of movie. So I kind of like to get him a little to Eric LaSalle before he got in some bull. All right. Hold on. Who else we got in here? What's the blackest thing that happened in this movie?
Oh Lord.
I got two. I got two off the bat. Trying to sell you back some shit, your shit that they stole has happened to me. How you gonna try to sell me back my shit? And then Black folks dissing Africa. We've become a little bit more conscious recently, but in the 80s, 90s, African booty scratcher, blah, y'all do is chase monkey, all that those little African disses. We were bad for 20, 30 years ago. We've kind of grown out of it somewhat. Okay. But I'd say that's especially for that time period, those little Africa disses from Americans was typical as hell. Y'all got anything else?
Yeah. So definitely Black Awareness Week.
We get a week.
Black Awareness Week, but so I caught this that I'd never noticed this before, but in the beginning of the movie when they were when they were leading up to the first wedding that didn't take place. Mm-hmm. And there's a vendor outside and he's like, get your royal engagement t-shirts. And I'm just like,
good call. That's true. Yeah.
Wow.
You think they were officially licensed or were they bootleg? What do you think?
They was probably bootleg. So that's on my blackity black list.
That's a good pull.
See that, like.
I think for me, definitely trying to sell some shit that the fans stole from me back, right? Definitely something, that Black is one of those things. But also when they were in the airport and trying to take a taxi and had all that damn luggage and talking about, oh, we're normal. They got like people pulling Louis Vuitton luggage and looking and they just like, oh, we're normal. Definitely Black folks. We in the airport with Louis luggage all the time. That's us.
No doubt.
That's us.
No doubt.
That was a good one.
You're right. I'm guilty. Shut up.
So we don't want nobody to know we got money, but I'm rocking this Louis in the airport, and I ain't checking it, by the way.
Oh, that shit ain't getting checking it.
So I think that was one of the blackest moments too. Something that we'll do.
I like it.
That's funny.
Would this movie have been better if Denzel Washington or Angela Bassett was in it?
Before you go there, this is Brian's favorite question, by the way, Sean.
It is.
He loves him some Angela and Denzel.
That's
so
why
so this
is setup. Okay.
This is his favorite question.
This I ask us every movie.
But before we go there, just some comments from our audience. So Michelle Edmonds, going back to I believe this is the black thing in the movie. Michelle Edmonds said eating chicken in the middle of the church.
That's a good one.
I don't think they went to church though. I think they went to
gymnasium. So it was the Black Awareness function, but eating, I get it. Yeah. I'm with it.
Wait, where did he even get the chicken? Because they were serving McDowell's. McDowell's don't serve chicken. He brought that chicken from home. That's a black chicken.
He He definitely had a drumstick. He probably bring some foil. And then Sean Gardner, I'm assuming that this might be the same for the same question. He says Jerry curl juice.
Oh, as a black, oh yeah. Yeah.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, good call, Sean. Good call.
Yeah.
Michelle, I'm gonna post those pictures. I forgot yesterday. I'm sorry. I'm posting them. I promise. Yeah, good pulls, y'all. I like that. I like that. Now to my favorite question. Where could we have stuck Denzel and Angela Bassett in the movie? Nothing?
It would have been a great mom.
The Queen, absolutely.
Angela definitely could have been the mom, absolutely. Denzel playing the daddy, no, but Denzel playing Hakeem, never. See, Denzel for me was just he's not funny. He's not, I think a comedian has to play this role.
Yeah.
And I don't think Denzel's jokes will come off funny. You know, Eddie didn't try hard to make himself funny in this, but I think Denzel will have to work at making himself funny in this. So for me, Angela, yes, as the mom. Denzel as anything in here, no. Sorry, Brian.
I agree.
You agree? Shut up. There's always room for Denzel. There's always room for Denzel.
Where would he be?
So he couldn't be a king. Denzel is too cool, too smooth. Wouldn't work, right? Too good looking, couldn't have happened. He can't be the king, too young. That's my only question about Angela in this. Even though, as you already know, I think Angela's looked 40 when she was 20, and now that she's 60. She looked 40 a whole damn life, it seems like. So I think she could have pulled it off even if she was younger at this stage. Denzel could have been the landlord.
No, because he would have been smiling too much. No,
Denzel was training day. He could be rough. He could have been
the landlord was just perfect. They picked the
I
right.
can see him being like just no. I'm gonna disagree. No.
All right,
try somebody else. Give me another character.
Michelle.
I'm forcing.
I think Michelle Edmonds agrees with you though about Denzel. She said he could have been the super.
That's what I'm saying. He could have been a super.
But she says no to She said no to Angela. She said that's her idol, but nah.
Michelle,
really?
No, Michelle couldn't have been. Wait a minute, hold on, Michelle. Angela couldn't have been the queen, as regal as Angela Bassett.
Very regal. That's what. Yeah.
I think she'd be a good queen.
I could see her. I mean, just yeah.
I'm making Denzel the landlord. I think we see him in a different light. Like, who knew Denzel had that in him? That's what I'm gonna say.
No.
I didn't ask. That wasn't a question. That was a statement. I'm telling you what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
Michelle says she loves you, but nah. And then Craig Elliott says Cedric the Entertainer as the landlord. Oh.
Yes.
This is not the put whoever you want in the role section, Craig. This is the Angela Bassett and Denzel.
I'm with Craig on it. I can see that.
Craig, now, Craig, earlier he said to you, Brian, he said that I'm going to fight you over Debbie Allen. And Craig, Brian will fight you over Denzel and Angela, okay?
I did not diss Debbie Allen. I love Debbie Allen.
So I'm going to say this, Brian, because I know you said Denzel and Angela, but I got somebody else I want to put into this.
Okay, let's go.
To play Simi. I can't remember his name, so I'm gonna think. Hopefully, you guys can help me out. He played the security. He played the friend in Get Out, the TSA guy in Get Out.
Lil Rel?
I think dude is from Chicago.
Lil Rel.
Yes. You think he could have played Simi?
I think Lil Rel would need more runway. I think he needs to talk more. Arsenio doesn't really have any like one-liners or one-offers. He's just really reacting off Eddie and stuff like that. I think Rail needs some more runway to get his jokes off to be used effectively, personally.
Really? I think he probably could have did it. Okay.
I don't see. I think Arsenio's perfect because Simi is such a jag bag. and I've always thought, and it's such a life sucker off of Akeem. And that's perfect for Arsenio because that's pretty much what he did off Eddie in real life. So I thought that was perfectly cast.
So nobody else.
Yeah, I agree that Eddie. I agree with Brian. Eddie Murphy. Arsenio Hall is
Arsenio.
the landlord. Is the landlord. And
That's Denzel. He's
Denzel is not.
Definitely not. I can see Lil Rel being Simi before Denzel being the landlord. I'm sorry.
I think Craig Elliott is agreeing with you. I believe he's saying that Simi, Lil Rel would be a good Simi.
I think Lil Rel would be a good super.
Ma'am?
I think he would have been a good super. I think he would have been a good landlord.
Okay. Yeah. Now
I
that's
can see that. I can see that too. I can see that too. Okay.
Well, we're trying to keep you working, brother. Chi-Town. He did a comedy show for me when he was, man, that's a lot. Anyway, love to see my boys blow up. All right. Y'all gonna diss them. I'm getting Denzel in a movie about Hooker by Crook.
He don't want to be in a movie.
Probably not. Was this movie responsible for anything in the culture? So when we do these movies, a lot of times something's come out of them that was from the culture. Now, this is kind of a different flick than, some of these other ones. The only thing I had was that this was probably signaled the death of the Jerry curl. I think them cracking on it and like the little stains and everything, and that's when everybody with curls started really like, oh shit. All right, maybe this ain't it no more. So I think that's the only thing I can think of that it affected culturally. I think this started the death of the curl.
Yeah, I didn't think of anything. You're probably right. I would tend to agree with you. Again, not being old enough to really watch it and know kind of how it affected society and things like that. I don't know if maybe it, sent to Hollywood how powerful all Black casts can be,
Absolutely.
right? I don't know if, a lot of stuff came out of that, maybe. But, yeah, I didn't have anything for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. The only thing that's just jumps out in my mind again is just that dance scene, and then that's only because Busta Rhymes redid that, so. But no, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Michelle Evans.
Well, Michelle's fucking mouthy. What you got to say now, Michelle?
She says that it showed that we are kings and queens for real.
There you go.
I thought about that. But then it never really got followed up, right? Like there was something about Black Panther when that happened that resonated with us, right? Like everybody started wearing their dashikis and was getting dressed up in African garb to go see the movie and yada, 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 yada. And something about that spoke to us. Coming to America, I think kind of came and went and didn't really shift our thought processes on who we are and where we came from. And, if there hadn't been slave ships, what we would have been, right? How we would have been, doing things. Maybe I missed it. I was a teenager. I think I would have been aware of it.
Right.
I don't think it shifted the culture or the feeling we had about ourselves like Black Panther did for whatever reason. If I'm comparing the two.
Yeah.
But maybe it had an awakening for some people.
Maybe the sequel would have offered us that.
Speaking of, one of the questions is always, does this movie need a sequel? I would say no, but this movie is getting a sequel that is coming out in December. It's coming out on streaming services, so it is actually happening December. I'm gonna get the exact date, but this December it's actually coming out, so we are going to get a chance to see it, and I will reiterate my feelings that I am not excited about it.
I am. I think it does deserve a sequel. I would love to see what Akeem and Lisa, her transition into becoming a princess. I would love.
Well, I bet you Lisa wants the movie because she ain't been doing shit since. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think that would be good to see, just her transition into, becoming a princess and that new life, that new world. I think that I would love to know did they have children? Definitely would love to see the interaction between the two fathers, because we have the one dad who's completely used to that lifestyle and being rich and all of that. And then we have the dad who is the opportunist and who's probably like crazy with the amount of money that they have. So I would love to see that interaction. And I want to know whatever happened to Simi and Patrice. Because she was a little gold digger basically. So now learning that, oh well, he isn't the prince. Did she still get up with him because he has access? I think it deserves a sequel.
Here's,
I'm kind
here's
of with
interesting.
Brian.
Hey, Sean, real quick, before you dive into that, I just want to put this out there. The production notes say Akeem learns he has a long lost son in the United States and must return to America to meet the unlikely heir to the throne of Zamunda. A long lost son.
So that means he was doing something with somebody else other than Lisa?
Must be.
Plot thickens.
Wait a minute.
He was a gentleman, right? He was sowing his royal oats.
He was sowing his royal oats. Maybe one of
that was the bathers, but
maybe one of the bathers got pregnant and stayed in the States when they left. Maybe she just stayed.
This is why we don't need a sequel to this movie, because they are going to chop it up, damage it, and make it not worth looking at and make us all mad, because it's such a classic and certain classics need not to be touched. I'm with Brian and saying classic, leave it as is. Let's, we had, Wakanda, all that, Black Panther, that was our other movie, but leave this and let it be, because I don't even like Hakeem having a long lost son. Like,
yeah, that's
so how you set it up for us, Shani, it don't sound like we're gonna find any of that out.
Right.
Well, Sherry Headley is in it, so I'm assuming she's still married to him.
Okay.
Arsenio Hall is back. John Amos is back, so you might get a little bit of that. I don't see Patrice. Wait a minute. Was Kiki Lane, was that Patrice? Hold on.
I don't know the sister name.
I didn't know the sister's name. I think this might be her. Hold on.
And Craig Elliott, Sean, and you and Brian, he said, I'm straight on 20-year sequels. I'm afraid this one will be too over the top to compare with the classic.
I'm not looking forward to it at all. But since it is streaming and we stuck in the house and it's about to be winter, December 18th it comes out, by the way. I will be watching, but I am not excited.
Well, I hope that it lives up to my expectation.
Okay.
Well, we got to come back and dissect the sequel, and I'm curious if we're going to like it, but.
Absolutely. We will, after viewing, we will do maybe a special Christmas episode of the Amazon podcast. All right, what soundtrack? Now I'm curious about this finding you had during the royal penis cleaning scene.
Yes. Okay, so number one, I discovered after rewatching that Nile Rodgers did the soundtrack. So he did the score. Love Nile Rodgers.
Absolutely.
But the opening scene, and I found it, so I hope that you all can hear it. I'm gonna play it. The music when Akeem is in the bath, when he's getting bathed, being bathed.
It's very.
Oh. Let's see if you all. Wait a minute. I'm getting it. But I discovered that this song we have heard this is the original, but we've heard the song before.
I know where you're going with it. Somebody told me this morning about that. I know where you're going with it. Yes.
And I could not believe. I'm like, wait a minute, I heard this before.
Come on, you leaving me hanging here. What happened? Well, tell me.
I know where you're going with it. Yeah, I didn't know about it either. Yeah.
It's Snoop and R. Kelly. That's that shit.
Yes. Somebody told me this morning about that.
Well, they took that and remixed it, is what you said? They sampled it?
They sampled that shit. And I'm like, oh, snap.
Interesting.
Let me see if I okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Let me know. Can you all hear? Mm-hmm. They're not yet, but can you all hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. He already dressed. He already dressed. I didn't know that Gabrielle Bouveau was in this too.
That who?
Gabrielle Bouveau.
Oh yeah, Fancy.
Yes. Yeah, she was one of the bathers. No, she was
Yes.
one of the
One
flowers.
of the rose,
flower girls.
rose, yeah, one of the flower.
Yeah, the
girls.
rose petal. Yeah.
And she's in the sequel.
Yeah, right
as
now.
I'm looking this up. So maybe she's the one that had the baby.
Don't just give me this doggone bathroom scene, y'all. But that was pretty darn dope. I'm like, I have heard this before. And I had to like Shazam it, because if they play it, it's it's not a long scene. So I Shazam, and it actually popped up as Snoop.
Nice. See, learned something today. I learned some things. So I was gonna say outside of She's My Queen to Be, the soundtrack don't got nothing for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. And honestly, I like the Soul Glow love song better than anything. That was my song. I mean,
Right. So those.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna do it, but y'all got me.
No, go on, keep on. You was doing it. Come on.
No.
All right. So is this the best movie the stars ever made? And it's a lot of stars in here. We're gonna start with. We already kind of did this. We say Boomerang for Eddie. So this is close, but not quite. All right. What about Arsenio Hall?
What other movies? I don't even know any other movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What else did he do?
Harlem Nights.
Oh, right.
I
I don't know.
I mean, Arsenio didn't have like a lot of, like you said, a lot of good speak. Yeah.
So we're gonna say yes. This is it for Arsenio.
Okay, we'll say yes.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. James Earl Jones.
No.
I mean, the man was Darth Vader, so you ain't beating Star Wars for me. Even though
I think he did so much other stuff that, again, he didn't have a lot of parts in this, so wasn't a big movie for me for him. No.
And a lot of of his newer movies, not the ones when he first started his career, but the newer movies, he's typically just doing voiceover work.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even see him in a lot.
But it's him.
Yeah.
All right. What about?
I mean, that's what I mean. That we know. I'm sorry. We know it's him. So, are we including?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Star Wars. He's not actually in Star Wars physically, but he's Darth Vader's voice. So I'm giving him. Yes. Why you gonna give him Lion King?
I would want to give him Mufasa.
I knew you were gonna say Mufasa. I knew you were gonna say Mufasa. I knew that's where you were going.
Who don't love him in that?
I can roll with it.
Michelle Edmonds said Claudine.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
Was he in a Soldier Story? Or am I making that up? Been so long. I'm sticking with Star Wars. I don't care if we saw him or not. Okay. John Amos.
Good Times.
Movie.
I know. That's where I was going. Because if we're talking about movies, okay, but Good Times, I mean.
Come on, he'll always be James from Good Times. We know this.
Fine.
All right, I'm gonna give y'all Good Times. Fine. I ain't gonna cheat. We'll give you Good Times. I'm a big fan of Die Hard 2 though, and I really liked him in Die Hard 2.
That's fair.
But it's Good Times. We're not even gonna trip. Sam Jackson.
No, this is not his best.
He has such a small. I mean, I liked him. What was it? Snakes on the Plane? Was it Snakes on the Plane?
Girl,
when he had some of those the best lines though, that we still say over and over again. Come on, I
don't quote Snakes on the Plane ever. ever.
I'm
And I
not saying
never
that was
would.
his best movie, but I think it was that one that he had one line that people say all the time, but he had
He
such a
said
minimum
something
part
about
in
get
this.
these motherfucking snakes off these motherfucking plane or something like
Yeah,
that.
and yeah, something, yeah. But
Yeah.
back to this, very limited. Fine. Just like your
Not as
man
now.
got one of these. I'm gonna take my loss on this one.
Not his best. I'm not the category is not his best acting role or his best performance or his best
Fair
character.
enough.
Just the best movie he's ever been in. I'm still gonna say no, but I'm just clarifying.
No.
Pulp Fiction, and it's not even really a competition for me. It's Pulp Fiction.
And we've done Sam before, Brian, and I believe the last time, which I kind of feel the same way now, is The Negotiator. I liked him in The Negotiator.
He was
Fair.
good in that. Yeah.
Fair.
Mhm.
All right, what about Cuba Gooding? Yeah, y'all didn't see Cuba?
No.
The very first time they go in the barbershop, the dude that's sitting in the chair, whose hair he's supposed to be cutting, that's Cuba Gooding.
Yeah. Did he talk?
He was good in
No,
those
he didn't.
boys
He
and
didn't have a
that
speaking
stuff.
role. He probably not even credited for this. But that's who's in the chair when they first walk in the barbershop. It's Cuba Gooding
Yeah.
Jr.
It's a no.
Yeah,
For
no, I didn't even know he was. See, I gotta go back and watch it now. That's
Now
one
you
of those
got it.
things you.
Yep. Now you're gonna be like, oh shit, that is Cuba Gooding Jr. All right, so what's Cuba Gooding Jr.'s best movie? Jerry
I
Maguire,
like them in Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody go back and watch my Boys in the Hood classic cinema podcast. I shit all over Cuba then, and I'm gonna shit on him now. He wasn't good in that movie, and he was easily replaced. I stand by it.
Okay. I feel you. I feel that.
He was better in this movie when he didn't talk. Who else we got? Sherry Headley.
I don't think I've ever seen another movie.
So I remember her from All My Children. I think that wasn't a movie, but that was her best acting role probably. Because I don't think. I mean, she's been in other stuff, but it wasn't nothing. So.
Yeah.
All My Kids. That's how I know Sherry Headley.
Yeah.
That's how I will always remember.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Me too.
Vanessa Bell Calloway.
I love her. Now she's my soror. But I mean, she just barked in this movie.
What else has she been in that you would say she was better?
She just barked in this movie.
Ooh.
And by the way, she did that for a very long time. Like even after they let her out the door. I mean,
What do you think?
She was still barking.
What do you think she stopped? What do you think she stopped? When he finally went and found her and told her to stop.
Oh, probably so.
Take notes, women. Take notes. This is what I'm talking about. Give me a
And
Vanessa
next
Bell.
cast member, sir.
I'm gonna say Biker Boys. I'm a big fan of Biker Boys. Victoria Dillard. Do you all even know who that is?
Is she the mom?
No.
The queen?
No. She was.
No, the bather.
She
Yeah,
was the royal
okay.
penis is clean, Your Highness. I'm going deep cover. She was the female lead in Deep Cover. That's where I'm going
She was
with.
on Ricochet. She was on a lot. Best Man.
She was Denzel's wife in Ricochet.
Yeah.
But I'm going Deep Cover. Who else we got? Eric LaSalle. ER.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
And
so
then
now we're talking about TV shows.
Well, sis,
That's
since we broke the rule with John, so we might as well break the rule.
Oh, okay.
Why you got a film for Eric LaSalle? I don't.
No, I was just clarifying.
Gabrielle Boulouche, well, however you say her name. That's fancy. Always will be.
Fancy. Yeah, fancy.
That's fancy.
Fancy, definitely.
All right, I think that's everything. Did we hit it all? I got a couple of side notes that aren't in the category, but I just got to bring them up. I want to be woken up like Eddie Murphy was getting woken up every day with the band and the shits and the rose petals. I need that in my life.
Me too.
The rose petal cleaners are the most underappreciated people in Zamunda. They got to be on. They got to be tired of cleaning up fucking rose petals. That shit.
But they lost their job.
Just with Eddie.
No, they got it back at the end though, right? Because they still have to take care of the father.
Yeah, the father and the queen and there. Yeah, just with Eddie.
Yeah, they was on board.
What happens if you go for a long walk and you run out of petals?
Oh, right. Maybe they get leaves.
I mean, if I want to go for a run, right? I'm doing a 5-mile run. What are they doing here? Does that not count?
Somebody to get the other ones that they used already to recycle them.
Is it a relay team of these motherfuckers? How's this working?
They are, well, you are absolutely correct. They are definitely underrated and underappreciated in Zamunda if they have to do all that.
I'm just saying. When Eddie gets his teeth brushed, the dude does like 2 things, and that was it. That's the worst toothbrushing I've ever seen ever. Eddie's breath got to smell like ass.
Agreed.
If that's how you brushing your teeth. He says, "Oh, you grew a mustache," and his mother says, "It has been a year." Why has it been a year that they haven't seen him?
They were always on one side of the table. I'm thinking, right?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
That he's been so far away on the other side of the table.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, that's always like a year. What the fuck y'all been doing for a year? You ain't seen him, but he been so far. Gotcha. All right. The Zamunda outdoor like effects and sets. The backdrops are awful. It looks like they just painted some shit and dropped it down. It's
Okay.
horrible.
Time out. 1988.
Hey man. They spent $36 million on this movie. You can get some better. Come on. Build a set. Come on.
Then it was a black movie at that. You know they wasn't doing a lot for us.
They spent $36 million. There wasn't a nice ass house in I don't know, the valley you could have rented or some shit and painted around. I mean, come on. It was clearly just a painted backdrop. Horrible. Patrice is a hoe. I just had to put that out there. Get one more time.
We agree.
Where in New York does Mr. McDowell live?
Jamaica. Is it Jamaica?
Is that Jamaica, Queens?
Jamaica, Queens. Yeah. Jamaica.
Does Jamaica, Queens have properties like that? I was unaware. I didn't think. I'm not a New York person. New York, somebody that lives in New York or frequents New York, hit me back and let me know. I didn't think New York had shit with big ass yards and a side house for laundry and shit.
They come.
But remember,
they don't come for you. They come.
He was wealthy. He was one of the wealthier ones.
I know, but if you told me this was on Long Island or some suburb of New York, then yeah, but in Queens, I just don't see it. Let's see. Oh, and this has always been my biggest nitpick about this movie. That's irked me every time I see it to this day. Lisa runs her ass out in the rain, right? She ain't got no raincoat. She gonna fuck that nice suede coat up in the rain. That beautiful suede coat has irked me from the day I've seen it. That girl, unappreciative ass. Get a rain slicker. What's wrong with you? Something vinyl or something. You ruined that nice suede coat. Daryl must have gave it. Probably why she ain't care.
I definitely noticed that, Brian. I'm like, the shearling is ruining it. I did
ruining it.
Yeah.
I know.
She was
And I had a couple.
She had to go away. She had to run away real quick. She was hurt.
She don't own a raincoat.
Or an umbrella.
Or an umbrella.
Umbrella. I'm gonna give her an umbrella.
Yep. I had a couple of those too, Brian. But you did, like you mentioned, the violinist in the beginning who woke him up every morning, like his personal alarm.
I need that in my life.
I'm telling you. Then the long table and the speaker system that they were using to communicate. But then the I don't want to call it a fight scene, but when Simi and Akeem were practicing
yeah,
the stuntmen. could definitely, I was able to see all types of that ain't you and that ain't you. The hair, everything, like it was hilarious.
I watched it just for that. Oh, I did earlier this morning. I went back to that. Horrible. I'm with you on that.
I give them this. When he's doing all the backflips and Eddie lands and kind of gives a look, I think that's Eddie giving a nod, like, come on, clearly that ain't me. But yes, that and those long, like from the ceiling shots. So you try to protect. Yeah. Poorly done. Again, $36 million, people. Let's do better.
That's funny.
Okay.
You have anything else on that?
No, y'all got to tell them. I mean, again, the toothbrush, the stuntman were the two that really hit a nerve with me. The one thing that was funny to me, I don't know if you guys, it was details, right? When the daddy was in his office, he was on the phone. Did y'all see his burger phone?
Burger phone.
I'm just like, dude. You know, but nah, it wasn't. Yeah, I didn't have.
That was a thing, though. That was burger phones. That was a thing. I had a burger phone.
Was it?
I had, like, swear to God, when you played Monopoly, remember playing Monopoly at McDonald's? And you never won like real money, but you won stupid ass prizes. I won a burger phone. Real talk. That was a thing.
Wow, you actually won.
I won, and I was happy.
So you can relate
like,
to the burger phone when I'm just like, really, y'all, really.
Yeah, I was like 9. I talked on that burger phone. Are you crazy? I was excited about that phone.
Or what about the photo when Lisa's dad took Akeem down, to the basement where he would be working and serving the champagne, and the photo on the wall, I guess that's of the mom, because remember then the mom, she passed away, right?
Right.
And so there was a photo of the mom, and she was all kind of like G'd up and everything, but then there was a burger like right there, like it was like a painting.
Oh snap! I have never noticed that.
Yeah.
Now I gotta go.
That's another one I gotta go back and look
now
at.
I gotta go back. I never noticed that.
Yes, there is a painting of the mom on the wall. I mean, I'm just gonna assume it's the mom because it's their home, and there's a burger there, so it's just kind of like, she's the matriarch, and she has her, she's looking, and there's a burger on the plate.
You said, look, you did all this, and you're like, there's a burger.
The burgers have provided the finery that is the McDowell residence. Don't you disrespect the burger?
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like too.
Hey, that's what's up, y'all. Any final thoughts?
I found the song.
All right, come on, let's wrap it up with the song.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up. Hey guys, this was fun. Thanks for doing it. We're gonna check out the second one. We're gonna do this again. Everybody that watched, thank you for the comments, the commentary, the jokes, the questions. You all rock. I will be back Tuesday. Actually, I got a full week coming up. So Tuesday. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. First of all, Sunday on the blackboard, 6:00. We're gonna discuss who cheats better, men or women. That's a tough conversation. Tuesday, me and my girls, Nicole and Erica, we are going to chat about women and men needing degreed individuals to date. Is it a necessity? Is it not a necessity? Where we kind of fall on the spectrum on that conversation. Wednesday, me and my girl, Renee Beeman, are going to have a conversation. She's a CPD officer. We're going to have a conversation about the state of Black America and their relationship with police. And then Monday night, Bears play the Rams. Let's go get them Bears. I'm doing a watch party. I will have a post up in my group so you can go and RSVP, and we're going to get online on Zoom since we can't get together because Auntie Lori didn't shut us down, and we're going to watch the Bears all together on Zoom live. My man DJ Focus is spinning during commercials and halftime. We're going to have a good time. I got a full week up lined up for y'all. Let's do it. Let's enjoy it. We're not going to let this pandemic slow us down, stunt our fun. We're going to enjoy each other to the fullest. Ladies, thank you again for doing this. We will reconvene and hopefully I have the full team when part 2 comes out. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, Brian. Bye, everybody.